First, where is the president?
Asking me?
No, it's a sarcastic question.
Oh, yeah, thank God you called this.
It had nothing to do with Nigerians.
They said whether you are doing illegal or illegal business, you pay tax.
We are a poor nation.
We will start calling for their resignation.
We need to open our eyes, shine it.
If you're not ready to work, you will resign.
By British newspaper, The Times, alleged that Chinese nationals in Nigeria's mining sector are funding terrorist groups to secure access to the country's mineral reserves.
I don't know who is calling Tinubu president. Tinubu is a businessman. That's all. Not a president.
Things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News Gist and Blog. Let's talk about Nigeria tax a little. Now, before we jump on the latest news about Nigeria tax, how many of you know how much your president earn? How much your senators or the Nigerian government earn monthly? Okay, most of you might not know. You might think it's billion, but unfortunately, it's a penny. But I want you guys to watch this particular video.
Well, this right here is how much President Bola Tinubu earns monthly. But that is on paper. And the RMAFC says it doesn't make sense. How will the president of the largest, most populous black nation on earth be earning 1 million naira monthly? Come on, we have to increase it for him and other political office holders. By the way, the RMAFC is a revenue mobilization, allocation, and fiscal commission, and it's responsible for checking how much we make as a nation, what we use it for, how we share it across federal, state, and local governments. And they're also responsible for fixing salaries. So they're proposing that we increase these salaries, but because it doesn't make sense. In fact, the head of the commission says the CBN governor and other DGs earn multiples of what the president earns. On paper, that is. But you know the funny thing? We've been here before. This kite has been flown time and again. But does the president really earn 1 million naira monthly? That's a big question. Because when you look at that schedule, for example, a senator is said to be earning about the same amount, 1 million naira. But we had a senator coming out to tell us, well, what I get monthly, including running costs, is over 20 million naira. So in essence, on paper, is earning 1 million naira, but in reality is earning times 20 plus. Is that the case for the president as well? In fact, if you look closer at that schedule of their payments, you see that there are a lot of items, TBP, TBP. So why are we shrouding it in secrecy? Why can't we just know what the president really earns beyond what we put on paper? But there are three schools of thoughts on this particular issue. The first one says, well, how about we just pay them more so they're not susceptible to corruption and temptations, right? If they earn well, then they don't have any reason to be corrupt. The second school of thought says, well, a thief will always be a thief, even if you pay the thief billions of naira. So what we should do is ensure that only people with integrity get into those offices. But there's a third school of thought that says, how about we just place them on a minimum wage and divert all of that monies into paying the vulnerable, building infrastructure and all of that, since most of them are people of means anyway. But hey, it is your money, your choice, right? Or is it?
They will throw a kobo to let you know this is the amount we receive, or we are very innocent. But do you know how much Bola Ahmed Tinubu or the Nigeria federal government spends on food monthly? Their yearly budget for food, food to eat, is 9 billion. 9 billion, which is 366 days. If you have to be spending, if you divide it by 366 days, which means Tinubu spent 250 million a day to feed himself and his family. Now, it didn't end there. It is a matter of question that people have been asking, where is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? On New Year Day, your president were nowhere to be found. They said he went to France. Unfortunately, after France and some summit, bloom, disappeared. Anyway, I don't like to be held accountable anytime I talk about your president, but I want you guys to watch this particular video from Arise News. We'll be right back.
First, where is the president? From where did he make this so-called address to the Nigerian people? Here in our soil?
Oh, you're asking me?
No, no, it's a sarcastic question.
Oh, yeah, thank God you called it.
It had nothing to do with Nigerians.
It does.
Like my party said, clearly, he's disconnected from the realities on ground. The issue is that my brother, when he was reeling out word for word some of the things that the president said in his speech and all of that, I said, this is cramming. You have crammed what the president told the Nigerian people from somewhere we don't know. It's not. I'm not just asking because I just want to, play opposition. We don't know where our president is, and this is 2026, and somebody is said to have cooked up. I'm a filmmaker. You can record anything from anywhere, and you can cram anything you want to cram. But the reality on ground, yesterday here, just the same yesterday that we got into the year 2026. Christians were slaughtered in Plateau State. The president is nowhere to be found. The issues as raised in his speech, as far as I'm concerned, clearly it's just more like playing to the gallery. Oh, it's 2026. First thing we won't forget that the president has welcomed us, to 2026 with is the new tax law, especially a tax bill that is said to be the fake one. The president
will come to the
yes,
tax.
no, that's the first thing he said. That's the main topic, and not the so-called speech of the president that is so hollow and empty, especially because the president does not know what the Nigerian people are going through. The figures about foreign reserve, people that will be in power from the world level and all of that, Nigeria is not established from that premise. So you can still see that the president is playing politics already. The issue of word has to do with politics.
Let me just add to that while you're discussing. The president said, quote, we closed 2025 on a strong note. Now, foreign reserves, $45.4 billion, inflation down to 14.5%. The target was 15%. Stock exchange, 48.12% gain, and then robust GDP.
How well did Nigerian people fare? How did they fare under this holiday period? That's what's important, not these figures that the president is reeling out. How well was it easy for people to travel, mingle with their community, loved ones, and all of that, establish relationship, renew their relationship? How well was it? How possible was it for the Nigerian people to enjoy Christmas? Not the narrative of the president. The president is living large from the day he came into power. He told the Nigerian people to tighten their belt, but he lives like everything is, moving well in our country. And that is why I'm not surprised, with what he has reeled out. And like my party submitted, clearly the president is disconnected from the reality. The main thing from day one that he came into power to play is politics. And that's what is most important to the president. Governance, zero. Tinubu's administration will go down as the near worst president after Muhammadu Buhari's presidency. Because the Muhammadu Buhari presidency, of course, is all APC. Thank God I have an APC man here. If you compare the figures they reeled out, the issue of the exchange rate and all of that.
Mind you, he has not finished his term.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's 2 years
it is
plus.
8 years.
Thank you. It's 8 years.
Hold on, please.
The president
no, I have my words here. I'm there.
Thank you very much.
It is APC. That's what I meant. APC has been in power from 2015. So you cannot differentiate between Muhammadu Buhari and Tinubu. They are the same thing. It's the same APC, the same political party. So
you're right.
Let us now discuss the issue of exchange rate that they came up with. And whenever they say, stability in the exchange rate, how? We, PDP, handed over to you when dollar exchange rate was less than 200 naira. So until APC comes back to where we were before they came to power in 2015, they should stop reeling out these figures that don't make sense to the ordinary Nigerian. Right. Until the APC shows the Nigerian people how that when they came into power, that food was not an issue, that insecurity had not escalated to the level where we found ourselves today, that kidnapping and all of that has not become a major booming business in Nigeria. Right. Until APC, shows us all of that, these figures don't make sense at all.
Now that you have watched this particular video, I also want you guys to watch this particular video from VOP, Voice of the People, what Barrister Dality said. The problem now is that it's not about you paying tax, it's about everybody paying tax. They don't care the kind of job that you do, as long that you remit money for Bola Ahmed Tinubu so that you can use it to campaign in 2027, you have no problem. Even if you're a prostitute, you're a bandit, you're an armed robber, you're a kidnapper, you're a ritualist, they just need your tax. That's all they want. Go and get your numero fiscal, and with that, you can be paying tax and they're okay with you. And I want you guys to listen to this video. We'll be right back.
Moses, are you aware that they said whether you are doing illegal or illegal business, you pay tax? Did you hear that? Whether you are doing illegal or legal business, you will pay tax on it. So, prostitute, over to you. What are you doing? You are asking our children to enter into that business. Can you just imagine a government that wants to move forward? The kind of thing that is coming from their mouth because you want to tax everybody. Eh? Nothing to hold on to.
The president spoke about taxes. He said it's not to further burden the people, but to expand the tax net and ensure that everyone that is taxable pays tax. The president also he also started his speech by saying that he knows that naysayers will contradict some of the things that he put out there. And I don't know, Barrister, are you a naysayer?
In fact, I am a naysayer 10 times. I am a naysayer 10 times. Mr. David, Mr. We have been deceived so much by these people. Since APC came into I told you they hijacked Nigeria. Right. This is not our culture. Insecurity. What is that covenant the APC had with these terrorists that they don't want to tell us? They gave you names about terrorizing Nigeria. Up to today, they have Buhari did not mention their name. Tinubu did not mention their name. So what is going on? Okay. But whenever they want to catch cruise, they will look for somebody in the southeast. IPOP.
Okay.
IPOP, Indigenous People of Biafra. Is that a terrorist organization?
All right. Let's move this conversation to Ambassador Roy.
Now, Scott Iguma came out recently when he was talking about the new task he revealed to the public about the task that's just recently going on. And I want you guys to watch.
Take a look at this video.
In June this year, Nigeria recorded one of the biggest monthly revenue distributions in recent memory. The Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, shared a total of 1.8 trillion naira. That's money meant for the federal government, the 36 states of the Federation, and the 774 local government areas in the country. So, how was all this money shared? Well, the federal government, as usual, got the lion's share with 645 billion naira. The states got 607 billion naira, while the third tier of government, the local government areas, received 444 billion naira. And then the oil-producing states took home 120 billion naira as derivation. It is the kind of money that could transform communities, build roads, power hospitals, fund schools, and pay salaries. Here's the big question. Why don't Nigerians feel the impact?
That is honestly my exact same question. Why are we not feeling the impact? And mind you, that was just in June. In August, federal government shared another 2.2 trillion. Now, let me read that statement. It says, federal, state, and local government shared 2.2 trillion in August as gross revenue hits 3.6 trillion overall. So, in August, you got another 2.2 trillion that was shared. So, where is all this money going to? As a matter of fact, from January till August, this local government and governors has received hundreds of billions of naira. But we know the same. Where is this money going to? Why are we not feeling the impact? Nigerians, we need to start asking these local government questions. We need to start requesting accountability and transparency from these local governments. They are the one ruining and embezzling the money in this country. That's why you see that after this tenure, you might end up having some local government chairmen that are richer than the president, that are richer than the governor. We don't even pay attention to them. And they are the one ripping this country, the local government chairman. They do nothing. This is what you get when we elect governors and local government chairmen who are not leaders, who don't have any vision for the people. They just want to enter office to answer a title. They see the public office as a way to escape their own poverty. That's why they are going to office. Not because they have any vision for the people, not because they are leaders. All they want is to embezzle money. From January till now, most local government has received close to 20, 30, 40 billionaire from federal government as allocation to that local government. We have 774 local governments, and we are not seeing any impact. So, President Tinubu, I will suggest once again that we need to watchdog this local government chairman. We need to watchdog them. I will still suggest that every local government should have a verified page on the social media, either on Twitter or Instagram, where we can see these people. Because most people don't even know their local government chairman. Most Nigerians, they don't know their local government chairman. Only president and governor they know. And things that are the local government responsibility, they will still be blaming it on the president. So we need to know this local government chairman. We need to know the ones that are working and the ones that are not working. So we'll start calling for their resignation. If you're not ready to work, you will resign. It's not a trend. It's a movement.
You might think that your federal government or the government at large feel remorse while the people or the citizens are crying that life is so hard. This is not time for you to tax us, not just taxing us, you are giving us 3 tasks to pay at once every month. Some are from every month, while some are daily. Now you have to pay tax to buy fuel. You have to be paying monthly tax on your earning, which is 20%. Now, in addition, you have to also be paying tax anytime you do transfer. Though they were doing that, now bank, they take that one before. Now the federal government will have to be taking 50 naira from every money that you transfer above 10,000, which means you are gone. Things is going to be very more expensive. At the beginning of January, you will not feel the heat, simply because they have not taken that tax from them. But by February, when they take this tax, you will see how things will skyrocket. Price of commodity, even transport, you will feel the heat. On the other hand, Bishop Oyedepo said that he won Nigeria. When they were voting for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they won them, or when Bola Ahmed Tinubu were stealing their vote, he won them ahead, but they never listened. But look at what they are facing now. I want you guys to watch this video.
I warned this nation 2015 that we are heading for crisis and trauma. Many were washing their mouth. Some of them are off today. God does not require consensus to raise a prophet. I saw a nation going down the drain. I cried. There are many prophets or politicians who speak what they want to hear. Watch. I have been very silent. What we need now is not a leader, it's a deliverer. Almost nothing remains except the church that can be called a nation. I'm saying this, you can see it yourself. Economy battered. Security zero. Ameko prekangaka. Sir, 100 million of you can keep me silent. 100 million of you can keep me silent. I'm not a beneficiary of zero from government. I've been called into the prophetic before they started doing their politics. Yes, sir. So it's not part of it. Mapa, there is nothing I've said about this land that has failed. Now, the destiny of Nigeria is hanging. The money distributors are busy distributing. Yes, they are never tired. Church all over the world. Diaspora, in Sapura, wherever you are. You love Nigeria. Lift up your voice. God, send us a deliverer and give us rest again. Go ahead and pray, everybody. Send us a deliverer and give us rest again in Nigeria. In Jesus' precious name, we have prayed. I couldn't watch a human being being set on fire. I couldn't watch it. But I told you 2015, you are bargaining for trauma without knowing. We are long overdue for rest. This land is long overdue for rest. Thank you, Jesus. God will work his wonders in Nigeria.
Odumeje did not left out in all of this, calling Bola Ahmed Tinubu out. He said, for him, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not acting like a president, that the only president or leaders that he know or country that have president, like Putin, like Donald Trump, like Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-un, or all of these people, these are the people that you respect as president in the country. I want you guys to.
I don't know who is calling Tinubu president. Tinubu is a businessman. That's all. You are not a president. If you want to talk about president, you talk about Trump. You talk about Putin. Talk about Traore, Ibrahim Traore. You talk about China president. You talk about Korea president. These are men that we call leaders. A young man of yesterday, a Burkina Faso, a leader. That is what I call a leader. A young man that know what I call a leadership. Not put businessmen in government, calling them leaders, calling them president, senator, governor. These are businessmen acquiring money for their future of their children, buying houses for them. Leaders develop their country. Develop their country. And when they develop their country, everybody, both their children, everybody enjoyed. Today, American leaders has already put their structure in order. Their children are enjoying it. Everybody's enjoying it. Putin, they have already put their country in order. Everybody's enjoying. Na ebugari moto na ebugari sare na ko gaga wo na internet. Ano katakwa afọ ma ebe Tinubu na agba bugaro. If ever na bugaro, that is people that don't have anything to offer. If you are calling him a president, tell me one thing. Any day you people tell me one thing Tinubu have done since you have entered this presidential seat as a president. I have told you people, and I have tell you this, what makes a leader, that when you say I am a leader, the first thing you will achieve in your country, the first thing to achieve in your country, the first thing you must put in your country is light. There are factories, 24 hours light. There are factories, there are companies. Those companies can never ever use Rista. They can never use Jane. Jane and Orista or whatever you call it can never carry the equipment of that factory or the company. The only thing that can carry it is NEPA. Nigeria is not there. Nigeria will never get close to the country that are talking about development. They are never near there. Nigeria is a giant of failure, not a giant of Africa. First thing, it is 24 hours light. Second one is a good load. Why? Because there are cars. Amen. Because the investors can never manage a loft load to come to your country. The main world businessmen that are coming to invest in the country, or the country that bring facility of development, there must be a very solid load, a very good load. Not this one you people are bringing. You see a government, the load that we work only just 2 years in learning season. The load will enter to another street. Water will carry a road somebody walk. The third one is security, because the investors can never stay in any country that they will invest their trillions without a security. Nigeria, they are never there with these threats. All our gears are in streets for prostitute because of hunger. We must die, but we must fight everything possible to bring a good country for our children to enjoy.
I want you guys to watch Akpabio. In all of this, in his song is like, things are getting better. Things are getting better. I want you guys to listen to the song.
Things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government, things are getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations.
Anyway, I rest my case here. I love you guys. God love you more. If you love us, the only way you can show your love to us is to comment your thoughts about the video you just watched. What do you think about the Nigeria task? What do you think about this government? How they take things on serious? I'll be waiting for you guys in the comment section to tell me your thoughts. What are your opinions about the video you just watched? I'll be waiting for you guys so that we rub minds together. Until we meet again. Peace out.